Hello everybody, and today we are playing NHL 26 Rebuilding St. Louis. Before we get into the video, I didn't make an intro screen, and I wanted to let you guys know that I traded Joel Hofer and some picks for Dustin Wolf, and this is just a clip of me re-signing some guys, and yeah. I mean, there's been some big things that happened in this episode. We make some big steps as a team, and you guys will see that later, and I will talk with you guys soon. At the trade deadline, Dylan Holloway is our top point scorer with 59 points and 29 goals. Dustin Wolf has a 30-win season with a .904 save percentage. For rookies, Michael Misa has 54 points. I hope he grows in the offseason to be around an 80, 88, 89. I think that would be very good for him. Jimmy Snuggerud is 26 at the trade deadline. And yeah, one guy who I've been quite excited about was Michael Misa, and he's been performing. Now, when it comes to trades, Dougie Hamilton, still there. Same with Brett Pesce. I would bring in Brett Pesce, but he's going to decline soon. Tipsilikov wouldn't be bad, but I don't really need another forward. A defenseman would be good. Nick Bjugstad for Adam Yurchek. I kind of like this trade, but I'm not going to do it. Maybe in the future I would have, but right now I don't need any more depth forwards. Philip Broberg is currently on the block for people who want to trade for him. For Anaheim, or for anyone really, I'm kind of looking at a defenseman. Like Verhoef, whoever you pronounce him, he would be a good guy to bring in the future. But I think I'm going to go for Bowen Byram. Bowen Byram, especially good. He's very young. And whenever I sign him, he doesn't ask for anything more than $6 or $7 million, which I think is incredible. And especially if I can trade off Philip Broberg, who's the same age, I think, and wants more money than I think Bowen Byram would ever want. And he's also lower overall and probably less potential. But yeah, I mean, if I can get this trade done, this would be incredible. Jordan Eberle, no. I don't think I want to tank on Jordan Eberle's contract. St. Louis have too many players. I think that's what that said. I didn't get to read it. But Tor Samuelson would be over the salary cap. So I probably want to give up someone who's got a bit more salary. So probably a lower guy. I'm not trading Braden Shen. He's a friggin' legend here. It'll probably have to be like Olivier or if he has it. No, wait. Yeah, we would be over the maximum salary cap. Let's see. Torpchenko, maybe. Yeah, I'll try Torpchenko. And then I'll take on, like, they're one of their AHL guys who makes league min. I think that'll work. Okay, this is starting to get annoying with all the trade fucking pop-ups. Yeah, I'll tank on those two guys. We'd be over the salary cap, so I'm not going to tank on Samuelson. I'll just tank this Panoka guy. Let's see if they accept. They don't. So I'll add a pick. Maybe, I guess a second will do it. And there we go. We got Bowen Byram. Off to the end of the season we go. Now we end with a 44, 34, and 3 record. Robert Thomas will be our top point scorer with 78 on the end of the season. Dylan Holloway will be our top goal scorer with 34. Still got 6 years of $4 million. That's going to be a hell of a steal. Martin H just not really having the year I hoped. Thomas Bordelot, though, I think that was a good contract. 22 goals, 66 points, pretty good. Dustin Wolf, almost a 40-win goaltender with a .905. If he improves next season, he'll be on fire. 68 points from Michael Misa, and the Carolina Hurricanes won the Cup last year. You saw that already. Yeah, plus minuses weren't too bad. The entire league, Leon Draisaitl will lead with 64 goals. Leon Draisaitl will leave with 64 goals. Bedard is up there. Same with McDavid, Matthews, Pavel Dvoriev, Cole Caulfield, really. Seth Jarvis just dropped 126 points, by the way. Michael Misa will lead all rookies, so he'll probably be winning the Calder. And Mackenzie Blackwood leading for the Vezina. Joseph Woll up there, and Dustin Wolf is a top 10 goaltender in the NHL right now. So yeah, see you guys. See you guys in the playoffs, is what I mean, because we made the playoffs, of course. We play Edmonton in the first round. This is going to be tough, man. McDavid, it's going to be Philip Broberg's not there, but Dylan Holloway coming back to Edmonton for the playoffs. First game, first period of the first round ends 0-0. Then Dvorsky gets one, and now we're in overtime, and we win it in double overtime. Bowen Byram, what did I say? I've been tripping over my words. That's my bad earlier. Now, game 2. Huge game here. If we take a 2-0 series lead over the Edmonton Oilers, not sure they'll be able to claw back. There's always a shot, but it would be great. Oh, my. Robert Thomas and Vladdy twice. Robert Thomas hat trick, and Jonas Brodin ends it. 8-3. Absolute stumper. And Owen Power got 4 assists, and Robert Thomas got a hat trick. Now, game 3, huge, especially coming off of that giant win. I expect nothing less than a win. Come on, you guys. Also, Edmonton might try and push back, so that's a thought. We come up, oh my, we might sweep Edmonton. McDavid is going to pull out right fucking now! Up 3-0 in the series. Can we shut it out? Or will we choke? That's the question. First period ends 3-2 Edmonton. 4-3 Edmonton. We've tied it. Jamie Snuggerud. And we win it in overtime. Jordan Kyrou. We have sweeped the Edmonton Oilers. Sweeped in the first round by St. Louis is tough. In the first round, my MVP would probably have to be Owen Power. But Robert Thomas had 5 goals. I think, you know what? No, it's gonna be Robert Thomas. But Owen Power with 8 assists in the first round. You'll love to see it. Goaltending, Dustin Wolf on his game, .920 save percentage. Now, in the second round, who are we gonna play? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So I believe it will be, oh yes, that's right. I didn't get the footage. In the second round, we swept the Seattle Kraken as well. I forgot about that. But in the third round, we play the Colorado Avalanche. Now, they are really good. And, well, an issue there is that we got swept by Colorado. Yeah. The game was close, but we lost 3-2, as they do end up sweeping us. Let's take a look at our playoff stats, because we had a pretty good playoffs this year. Got 8 wins in total, halfway there. Our top point scorer in the playoffs would be Jordan Kyrou. Top goal scorer would be Robert Thomas. Honorable mention for playoff MVP would be Dylan Holloway, but I'm going to give it to Robert Thomas. Definitely not Dustin Wolf. But, yeah. This was our first kind of deep run. And hey, let's keep it going, man. Let's get to the draft and let's run her back. The Ottawa Senators will get Landon DuPont as well. Does Ottawa have the biggest fluke in franchise history? Because they've had a lot of those by not selecting Landon DuPont here. Or they do. Okay, so they have their next Erik Karlsson. Who are we going to select? I think it's just, yeah, I'm just going to take this David Bryan guy. Not sure there's anyone else I could take. Maybe that Booze guy, but okay, top 6. Could have been worse, could have been better. This next thing, I'm just going to look for a gem and the highest potential, and then that'll be used as a trade asset in the future. So, I'm going to take this DeRosier guy, DeRosier, I'm going to call him DeRosier, and that's the rest of the draft. When it comes to the re-sign phase, there's a couple players that I would like to re-sign, but there's a couple that I think I want to let walk. Bordeleau, I'm definitely re-signing when I can, because I don't think he's going to want too much money. Same with Jonas Brodin, but I'm going to extend Bowen Byram. I'm going to try a 5.5 by 7. I think that's fair with what he's asking in total from before, and he's probably going to accept that. Don't know why I'm looking at unsigned players. Just want to take a look. Yeah, 53 overall. I have that Risotto guy. I don't know why he's not higher overall. I'm going to extend Dustin Wolf. He's going to want the bag. Jimmy Snuggerud, I'm going to extend. Vladimir Tarasenko, I'm not going to extend. See, we could use depth forwards, but I'm guaranteeing Vladimir Tarasenko is going to ask for $3 million plus, so I'm just going to let him walk. And besides, I don't think he doesn't fit the timeline of this team, and I would rather spend that money on someone who's a bit younger. So, yeah, that's my reasoning. Now, in free agency, there's a couple players I could bring up, but I've only got $3.6 million. I could try and bring in back Pius Suter, who beat us in the playoffs this year, if he's in this playoff, he is here. But I think William Karlsson would be a better fit, even though he's older. He's just a lot cheaper. From here, I'm probably just going to bring in the Toronto prospect goalie, the Artsur, I'm not going to try his last name, Artsur Akhtemyanov. That's probably how you say it. But yeah, that's the first season of this episode done. I'm going to extend Thomas Bordeleau, and I'm going to see you guys at the regular season. From the moves I made, and let me take a look. The lineup we have, I think it's fair that we try and push for a 50-win season. And if not, a high 40-win season, because we've got a pretty good forward core. And if the defensive core can somewhat match it, I think we've got a very strong team here. There's Jordan Kyrou on the second line, and Owen Power, Bowen Byram, Jonas Brodin, Jackson Lacombe, Adam Yurchek, Colton Parayko, I don't think I want starting. And then an 89 Dustin Wolf is a huge asset to have. Now at the trade deadline, we're doing pretty good. 41, 16, and 4. 50-win season is definitely on. We got to win 9 of the next 21 if we want to make 50 wins. Robert Thomas, currently our top point scorer, followed by Thomas Bordeleau, Marty Necas, and Jordan Kyrou. Dustin Wolf having one hell of a season. He's going to want the bag when I extend him. I should have extended him earlier, to be fair. I don't think I want to make any huge trades. This is a trade that I might make. It's a depth forward, and that's what I was saying I was needing. And Ben Danford is definitely, what's the word? Disposable. Because I've already got the defensive core I want. Lawson Crouse could be a good bottom six guy. And I get more picks out of it, so I'm taking it. Other than that, I think that's trade deadline done. Now, last game of the season, we do break 50 wins, and we do that in style. As if we beat the Washington Capitals in the final game of the day, we will reach 57. Robert Thomas, currently our top point scorer, followed by Marty Necas, Thomas Bordeleau, Dylan Holloway, Jordan Kyrou, Owen Power, and Michael Misa. That's kind of just our big guys. Robert Thomas, now 28 years old, still making $8 million. Thomas Bordeleau, that's probably one of the better contracts I signed. Dylan Holloway, having a pretty good year, honestly. He's just consistently that good. And Dustin Wolf, 45 wins, 923 save percentage. One of the greatest seasons by a goaltender ever, I think. Yeah, if we sim, let's see, can we beat the Capitals? We are now at the end of the season, and this has been one of the greatest campaigns in franchise history. As Robert Thomas finishes with 94 points, and the franchise finishes with 56 wins. Martin H's gets 77. Thomas Bordeleau had 74. Dylan Holloway had 69 with 36 goals, leading our team once again in goals. Robert Thomas probably fed him all season. Owen Power finished with, I think that was 57 points. Great on him. Michael Misa having a bit of a step back from last year, but that's fine. Dustin Wolf, what did I say? 923. You're going to be a very expensive guy to extend. Yeah, we haven't even finished the season. We still have one game left. And we beat them. We beat the Washington Capitals. So now we're going to the playoffs with pretty high expectations. We won the division. I think we're playing Colorado in the first round, so we can kind of get revenge after they swept us in the conference finals last year, I think it was. Let's see. First round, we do play them. Game 1, we beat them. We smashed them 3-0. They don't even score. Now, game 2, 3, 4. How do we go? We take game 2. We lose game 3. I'm seeing that in the top right. Game 4, we lose as well, so they've tied the series up. A barn burner, 6-5. Now, game 5. Biggest game of the series as of late. 2-2 after the first. 3-3 after the second. And they take it. 5-4. Now, we have to win the next 2 games if we want to move on in this series. Game 5. Or Game 6, sorry. Can we win it? Or am I going to have to jump in? Because I'm allowed to do that. First period, 1-1. They take the lead. I'm going to have to jump in. I'm not. I think I am. Now, here are some highlights of Game 6. Now, I could not find the clip for the second goal, but here is Owen Power absolutely rifling it for the tie. So we would end up winning that game 5-3 in Game 6. So here are now some Game 7 highlights. Do it, Kyrou. Do it. Do it! Let's go! We take down the Colorado Avalanche in a 7-game series in overtime. We love to see it, boys. We are going to the second round for the second year in a row. Oh, Gerard, man, you are not looking very happy about that. You got your eyes protruding from your eye head. Landeskog, 92, bud. Going to retirement. We will see you guys in the second round, baby. In the second round, we play the Dallas Stars. The Stars are a very strong team from what I remember, and we got to see if we can beat them. They take game 1. We take game 2. They take game 3. Big game here. They could go up 3-1, or we could tie this series up. Come on, boys. 1-0, 2-0, and 3-0. Perfect game. We beat Dallas 3-0 on the night. Now, can we take a lead in this series? I think for the first time in this series, in Dallas. No, in St. Louis. Can we? 1-0. Pius Suiters, our former player. We bring it to overtime, but they win it in overtime. That sucks. Now game 6. I'm taking a rule from another YouTuber that does NHL videos. I'm only allowed to jump into 1 game per series, and I hope it isn't going to have to be game 6, but it might have to be game 6. 2-2 after 1, 2-3. I'm going to send the rest of the third. And if there's no score with a few minutes left, I'm going to hop in. I'll see you guys there. Looks like I'm going to have to jump in here. Can we beat the Dallas Stars in this series? And here are some more highlights for you guys. You guys got a lot of highlights today.
Turn the tides and put on the press, if you will, James, and they...
We are now in the final minute of play, and if I can score, then we tie the game up and we go to overtime. And potentially push for another, but that's a very, very, very difficult thing to do, and not a great chance of it happening. Dallas break into the zone. Jimmy Snuggerud to Bowen Byram. Back to Jimmy Snuggerud. He goes up the left wing. Challenges, goes to the backhand. Hits off the bar. It's in front for Owen Power. It's saved by Jake Ottinger. Back to Bowen Byram. He puts it in front for Snuggerud. He holds it. It's a slap shot again. Oliver puts it in front. Or it's Olivier, I think. Bowen Byram shoots, scores. The game is tied. We have tied it 3-3. This game will most likely be going to overtime. Bowen Byram, huge goal. Can I finish this? I can't. The time will wind out, and we're going to overtime. So after we tied it up, which was crazy, this overtime was even crazier. As, we scored right away. Yeah, Jordan Kyrou. What a goat. We go to Game 7. Now, going into Game 7, we're having a mindset if we want to win. But we did not have that in the third period, or second. As I'm going to leak it for you, we lose in Game 7, 5-2. And our run is done. We go out in the second round. 2 years in a row, we've made it to the second round or farther. So, I'm proud of our team. And, yeah. Only thing we can really say is good job. And now we're going to go to the re-sign phase. So here's some players here I want to re-sign. I don't know. Let's just take a look. Jonas Brodin is already extended. Bowen Byram I would love to extend, so I'm going to do that. 7 years would be preferable, because then he'll be closer to the end of his career, and then I can just kind of get him for cheap. And we do get him for cheap. Yeah, I'm not going to sign him. No need. Main roster, though, Dustin Wolf, still rocking it. He's got 1 year left. Jimmy Snuggerud, 1 year now. I want to try 8, but you think you're asking for a lot, but $3 million, that's not a lot, man. I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3 with a no move. I'm hoping you accept that. I'm also not going to be extending Vladimir Tarasenko. Legend with the team, but I think his time's up in the NHL. I don't think. Well, I shouldn't say his time's in the NHL, but his time is up with the St. Louis Blues. Free agents wise, we got a little bit of cash. We have a 3.6. Not enough to go for any of the big guys, but we could definitely go for a smaller guy, someone like William Karlsson. But this is not a very good goaltender free agency, clearly. But I'm gonna go with the Toronto Maple Leafs prospect, Arthur Aktum, however the hell you say that. I'm not gonna try it. But yeah. Now I can extend Bordelot. I'm gonna try 8. I'm not doing for 10. Sorry, bud. That's not happening. No move. That's perfect. I might extend Brodin, but it would be a 1 year for sure. I don't think he can maintain his overall into next year and the year after that, so I'm not going to do that. But anyways, that wraps up episode 2 of the St. Louis Blues rebuild. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.